Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to learn how to make a boom bap beat in Reason using the drum sequencer. So the first thing I want to do is play about 2 seconds of this song and cue you in on a few of the things that are going on here. No, I haven't upgraded yet. I'd heard there was some stability issues from one of you guys, and so I've waited to make sure all is clear. Anyway, I digress. We're learning how to make a boom bap beat in Reason, and let's just play a quick bit of this and then we'll dig into it. Alright, that's as good a place as any to stop. Maybe even better than some. Okay, so let's just isolate the drums here, and I've actually got this across. I ended up changing the drum sounds about halfway through, so it ended up being this sort of convoluted thing, but let's just isolate the drums. I think these 3 channels should give us that sound. And let's not use the sequencer. I'd rather be using the mixer actually for this. So we got the drum bus here. Separated kick and snare. Crash, little hi-hat. Another crash and other percussion here. So it's got that really bouncy feel to it, right? That's what's going on with boom bap. That's where you get the whole boom and the bap. And what I want to do is play the actual drum pattern as I programmed it versus where everything came together. So let's see if this guy will do the trick. No. So listen. So that's all right. Let's listen to this one more time. But now let's listen to it as it actually sits in the track. Sorry, something is triggering twice there. Something's weird's going on. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. We got you. Okay. That makes more sense. And so this goes back to something that I mentioned in the video I made on digging into the drum sequencer in Reason, and I'll put a link up above and down below. But you can't apply the ReGroove patches to the drum sequencer. You can only use generic shuffle. And the way to really get the boom bap to work, that boom bap magic actually comes from the use of groove patches, or more importantly, ReGroove patches. And so I've loaded one up on the drums, and what I'll do is I'll turn it on and off, and you'll be able to hear basically how it sounds and what it's doing. And we'll do a busier part. So it's on right now. and then off. Off. On. And so it's just, I mean, that's a huge part of the feel of boom bap. And the one I'm using here is MPC Shuffle 60%, and I've got it most of the way on, and I've got it on my drums and a couple of the other MIDI instruments as well, just to get everything along on the same groove. If you want to know where to find your ReGroove patches, because this is just a stock one that comes with Reason, but it's really the secret to the groove of this style. I've made a video for that as well, where to find ReGroove patches, and I'll put a link to that. So first and foremost, you gotta have this ReGroove patch on, but you can't put it on until you've already programmed the beat in the drum sequencer. So that makes it a little challenging. So this is just, again, the straightforward beat in the drum sequencer. Let's play this one more time. There's gonna be, you won't hear any of the ReGroove on this. So you've got, let's just break it down into its simplest elements. Let's turn mute off. Oops. Let's turn all these solos off. Yeah, there you go. And all these mutes off. Okay, so let's just reduce it to kick and snare for a second and hit play. So it's a real simple backbeat groove. The snare is just on the 2 and the 4, but the kick is a little more busy. It's that basic feel. 2 beats between a lot of it. This hit here, you're rarely on the downbeat. You could do the beat without it as well, or you can flip it the other way. And then another thing you could even do for kicks in the drum sequencer, which is what makes it so awesome, is use probability, so that most of the time it's there, but when you copy the pattern over a long song, sometimes it's going to be there and sometimes it's not, and that just is going to add a little more variety. The next thing we've got going on is the hi-hat, which is a pretty straightforward pattern on the back end, but on the first bar, it's very busy. So listen to this. And it pulls you in, and then it goes to an offbeat or a downbeat rhythm. And another important thing to do here, and I've done this to all of the pads, is just you create additional groove by varying the volume, right? Because they're all hitting at the same distance until you put the groove patch on, but you create groove by varying the volume. So you've got sort of a swinging, but the core of the beat is very solid. It's the backbeat of the snare and some pretty traditional hi-hats on the downbeat. But then where you get interest, or the interest in the boom bap comes in a lot, is from the shaker. And this is where a lot of the spice comes in, because you can sort of mess around with the groove that you're setting on the hi-hats. So you see some of the notes are being accented, but some of them are being contrasted. So let's listen. I'll turn off the hi-hat. And we're not hearing it because we probably need to listen on this channel. Yeah. All right, that's gonna get annoying. So what I had to do on this song is split the percussion and the other patches up for a complicated reason having to do with licensing. So what we'll do is we'll listen to the top half. This is gonna feature shaker, cowbell, and claps, and maybe the occasional crash. And so with the cowbell, you're almost getting the, that's almost like a go-go groove, although it doesn't have to be. That's another place to add emphasis. And so if you look here, you can see that mostly the clap is doubling up on the snare just for more emphasis, but I've got a random clap that sometimes comes in, and I've also got a random open hi-hat that sometimes comes in to help turn things around. So let's listen to the whole beat in isolation, and we'll go from the less busy part to the busier part. And this is with the shuffle on. And use the layers to bring more and more in. Now the shaker's in there, and the cowbell. And the claps. And I got everything off there, didn't want to do that, but basically just when I copied everything to MIDI data so that I could apply the ReGroove, and then I would take stuff out and then also add the occasional drum fill, like here at the end. So this is the basics of how you make a boom bap beat in Reason with the drum sequencer. You come up with a basic pattern on your drum sequencer, really emphasizing the 2 and the 4 with the snare, and kind of traditional on the hi-hat, but mixing it around a bit, and being sure to vary the velocity on those hi-hats, and then kind of a slippery kick, and then you got to export it to MIDI and be sure to add a ReGroove patch, one of the MPC ones preferably. So I hope you found this enjoyable. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe for more great content. Thanks so much.